Hi, Tony. Is my mic working? Okay.
All right, we're going to start here in about 5 minutes. Welcome to our Kindergarten Ready event. We're going to do a quick sound check from our panelists here, just to make sure that when we get started, you can hear and see us all perfectly. So, Julie Martin, you test your mic for me.
Can you hear me, Jack?
I can. All right, Bess Sheeks.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Dr. Palmer.
Good evening.
Sounds great. Dr. Grover.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here.
All right, we got you there. Kayla.
Good evening.
All right, we got you. Tammy.
Hi, everybody.
Gotcha. Carrie.
Hello, everyone.
Gotcha. Mrs. Sindelaire.
Hello.
You have my favorite last name. It's a an anagram of Islanders or Islander. I love that. Mr. Campbell.
I'm here.
Very good. Very good. All right, Natalie.
I'm here.
Gotcha. Very good. And Becky Wayne.
Hello.
I hear you. I don't see you.
I don't see me either. I don't know why. I don't really see anything that shows me that option. Do you?
We'll keep working on that. I'll help you through that. That's why we do a test.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we'll get started here in like 2 minutes. So thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be starting here in about 2 minutes.
Huh. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our special and first ever Grand Island Public Schools Kindergarten Ready event. I am Tony Palmer, Chief of Leadership and Learning, and I'm so thankful to have this opportunity to welcome you and your soon-to-be kindergartner to Grand Island Public Schools. Before we get started with our agenda, I would like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Tawana Grover, to say a few words to start us off tonight. Dr. Grover?
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Tawana Grover, Superintendent of Grand Island Public Schools. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you and your future kindergartner to our GIPS family. Some of you are first-time parents with us, and others of you may already be part of the family and bringing us your next in line. We are delighted that you have chosen Grand Island Public Schools to be a major part of your child's educational journey. Thank you so much for trusting us with your precious little ones. While there is still some uncertainties about how we will start the 2020-2021 school year in the fall, I want to assure you that one, we are anxiously waiting to welcome our kindergartners for their first day. We have learning plans in play that recognize the unique special approaches that are needed to support our younger scholars. And we want you to know that however we start, we will take the necessary steps to keep our students safe, cared for, and loved while they're being educated. And we will partner with you every step of the way. In Grand Island Public Schools, one of our 4 pillars is personalized learning for students to ignite their passions and their interests. So please share your insights with us as we get to know our new kinders and prepare them to thrive. Our mission is every student, every day a success. And in educating students, we teach hearts as well as minds. So enjoy the evening with some of our superheroes from Grand Island Public Schools who will certainly do extraordinary work for you and your child. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grover, for that wonderful, inspiring message. Tonight, a few of our kindergarten teachers, our school nurse, a school counselor, and a current parent have joined our panel to provide an overview of the kindergarten experience and how you as parents and families can find the information you need to prepare for this important milestone in your child's life. As we share information, please add any questions that you have to our chat box, and we will get to those throughout the hour as long as we have time. And if we don't have time, we will definitely take down your questions and we will create a frequently asked questions document that we will share with you later with the answers that you need. In a typical year, our principals, teachers, and our support staff would like to meet with you in person. That is always our first choice. However, given COVID-19 happening, we obviously had to do a change of plans. And we had to think about it differently, but we want to assure you that we are thinking about you, and we hope tonight to cover the topics that are weighing most on your minds. To start us off, I'd like to introduce our Gates Elementary School principal, Mrs. Julie Martin. She has been instrumental in designing our event tonight and has been a longtime principal in our district and an advocate for all students. She is going to share with you about her role in partnering with parents and provide an overview of our kindergarten experience, as well as introduce our guest panel. Mrs. Martin, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. Hey, tell me, are you at the home of the Shoemaker Eagles right now? Give it on up if you are a Shoemaker Eagle. You can do better than that.
Yay.
Let's hear it. Let's make this a little let's make this a little fun tonight. Anytime you hear the name of the school that you will be attending, give out a cheer for your school. Well, hello, future kindergarten families. I am Julie Martin, the principal at Gates Elementary, and I am here to welcome you all to our GIPS family. My fellow principals from all across Grand Island are so excited to get to see you and your child. We welcome you back if you have an older sibling at our schools, and we look forward to meeting future families that are soon to be a part of each of our school communities. I am so excited to share with you tonight teachers and professionals from across our district to help you get ready for kindergarten. I've been lucky to be a part of our kindergarten team for several years. We have worked hard to formulate a plan to provide the best education that we can. We know that in order for your child to feel safe and secure, that we have to create strong school bonds that connect children to their teachers, their classmates, and their schools. We have seen great success at our schools by thinking carefully about what is best for each and every child and classroom, and to find a fit that will endure lasting friendships and a trusting environment. Whether you are a star stallion, whoa, I think I heard Mr. Hauser, a Newell Knight, a Westlawn Mustang, a Dodge Dragon, a Wasmer Wildcat, all of those, any of those, you will be part of a unique tradition. Each school has a different personality, one that honors the people they serve with rich school culture and pride. So let's get started. Our first stop tonight is at Lincoln Elementary, the home of the Lynx, where kindergarten teacher Beth will help us learn about the first week schedule for elementaries, with the exception of our Seedling Mile Wildcat friends. Beth, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Just give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Jack, I can't share my screen. Can you make me a co-host, please? Thank you. Okay. Well, so a big hello to all you kindergarten parents out there. We are so glad you are joining us this evening. Again, my name is Beth Sheeks, and I have worked at Lincoln Elementary, go Lynx, for 28 years. I am going to tell you a bit about the first few days of kindergarten. So kindergarten rocks, okay? We are super excited to have your child join our school family. You will be amazed at how much your child learns and grows during their kindergarten school year. So the schedule for the start of kindergarten may be different a little bit different. It might slightly differ than other students in the district. As of right now, on Wednesday, August 12th, and Thursday, August 13th, all kindergarten students will participate in many activities to meet friends, explore their school surroundings, and experience classroom routines. Please note that Wednesday, August 12th will only be for kindergarten students, not for first through fifth grades in the elementary. So kindergarten will be the only ones attending school that day. Students will spend time with each kindergarten teacher at their school. Grand Island Public School teachers have set up an exciting and fun system for assigning new students to classrooms at the beginning of the year. For the first 2 days of school, children will rotate through all the kindergarten classrooms and be mixed in large and small groups with a variety of new classmates. Through observing and assessing students in the school setting for these 2 days, teachers will have enough information to make informed decision on class assignments. The assessments include lowercase letters, uppercase letters, shapes, number recognition, and counting. During this time, teachers will come to know the whole child, not just their academic strengths, but their personalities and their character. It would be easier just to divide up the students and place them in a classroom before school starts. But we want to put in the extra effort and make well-informed decisions about student placement. We look at many factors like informal assessments, along with birth dates, special needs like special education, English language needs, behavior, gender, and preschool information. Students grow and change over the summer. By observing how students interact and what they know, we can create balanced classrooms and help all children have their best kindergarten experience. We want to give every student an opportunity to start their schooling with a fun and positive experience. By providing positive experiences, children feel safe and secure in their environment. On Friday, August 14th, there will be no school for kindergarten students. Teachers will be working on class lists and preparing their rooms for you to visit with your child. Please come and meet your child's teacher at kindergarten open house and visit the classroom. When it gets closer to the start of school, your school will send out information about an open house time for kindergarten. So, is your child nervous about starting school? Our staff is here to help. We completely understand. We definitely want school to be a positive experience for your child. We worked very hard to make sure students feel safe and valued in our schools. Kindergarten teachers build structured, predictable routines so students know what will happen throughout the day. We have excellent school staff that can assist students needing reassurance. Many times, once the school day actually gets started, students settle in and have a great time. Parents can help by being positive, showing excitement and comfort without encouraging fear. It may help to talk with your child and go over the day. Sometimes children worry about who is going to pick them up. So share a plan with your child. Students need to get plenty of sleep each night before school. It is important they are well rested and ready to learn, and ready to learn. Our school days are jam-packed with learning and fun. Start setting school routines early in August. We can work together as a team with you and come up with a plan to help your child feel safe and secure. Thank you. And we are definitely excited to see you this fall.
Thank you so much, Bess. That's a great explanation of what our first week is like. For our next stop, we are going to head over to Howard, where the Howard Huskies live. And Dara Sindelar is going to help us figure out how to help our child get ready for their first year of kindergarten.
All right. Hello, parents. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, my name is Dara Sindelar, and I've worked for GIPS for almost 18 years now. All of my years I've been at Howard Elementary. First off, I want to start by telling you, kindergarten is such a big year for you as a parent and for your child. We as teachers are excited for you to be able to witness milestones that your child will make in the upcoming kindergarten year. Right now, I'm going to discuss with you how to prepare your child for kindergarten and some things that they can work on to help prepare them for the start of the year. One of the things that your child is very important that they need to know is you need to be able to teach them their first and last name. I know sometimes at home we like to give our kids nicknames, but your child, when they get to school, it's very important that they can say and verbally say their first and last name when asked by an adult. We like to switch classes here, so sometimes we do specials every day. We go to music, we go to PE, we go to lunch, and there may be an adult that needs to know their name. So it's very important that your child knows their name, not their nickname, okay? Kindergarten is a huge time for kids to start to grow and develop their independence. They need to know some things in kindergarten, such as how to take off and on their coat, how to hang up a backpack, which I'm sure every kindergarten teacher will show them how to do this, but that's just some of the things we need to know. Another important thing that is very important for your child to do is they need to be able to feed themselves. I know as a parent, sometimes we get in a hurry at home and we want to help feed them as quick as we can. But when we get to school, there's not going to be anybody here to feed your child. So it's very important that we give them some independence and we get them to feed themselves. Okay, even during breakfast time, if you go to breakfast with your child, that's great that you do. But at the same time, especially around their peers, let's let them be independent and let them feed themselves so then they know how to do it. The last thing I want to talk to you about is help them prepare for their academic part. Numbers are a part of our day every day for math. So whenever possible, count anything and everything. Ask them simple questions such as, how many flowers do you see there? And then get them familiar with counting aloud. When you're working on counting, throw in the colors and throw in some shapes. If you're driving in the car, ask them, what color is the sky out today? What color is the grass? The more you talk with them on these simple things, the more they're going to pick up and learn on. Here at GIPS, we also encourage our families to get a crayon and a pencil into your child's hand. Have them color you a picture. This will build strength and stamina for when they're writing and coloring at school. You can even teach them how to write their name. Start off by giving a name like this to trace and trace it with the crayon. Once they can do that, they can go to the bottom and they can even mirror it so they can do it independently. Okay, this is also a good time to practice the ABC songs with them and also teach them the letters in their name. And we encourage them to have some knowledge of the alphabet when they come. So overall, a child can never be over-prepared. Practice the preceding strategies to give your child the best chance to succeed in the beginning of their academic journey. We look forward to introducing your child to kindergarten at GIPS. Enjoy the summer and stay safe, and we will see you in the fall.
Thank you so much, Dara. That was great information as well. Well, now we're going to move on over across town. Let's go over to Stolly Park, where kindergarten teacher Becky Wayne is there with the Stolly Park Panthers, and she wants to share with us what a typical day would look like in kindergarten. Thanks, Becky.
Thank you, Julie. Hello again. My name is Becky Wayne, and I am proud to come to you from Stolly Park Elementary, where I've been a kindergarten teacher for 17 years. So, yay, Panthers. I too am going to share my screen, and so just bear with me 1 second so I can get ready to present to you. All right. All right, I think we're getting there slowly. All right, so what I'm going to talk with you about today is just kind of what happens in kindergarten. What does the kindergarten day look like? We start and we hit the ground running at 8 a.m., just like the rest of your students, and we don't stop moving until about 3:30. This is a really long day for the average child, let alone a kindergarten child. So really be prepared for your kiddo to be exhausted and to go to sleep very early those first weeks to a month. Our day contains more than 4 hours of academic learning. They're doing reading, writing, math, science, social studies. You'll also receive a calendar of events from your school that will give you more detailed information about schedules, about early dismissals, and those sorts of things at the beginning of the year. Now, with so much new learning, your child is developing a strong foundation for which all additional learning will be based upon. This is their first year of formal schooling outside of any preschool or homeschooling that has happened. It's also a tremendously important time for the brain development of your child. Your child's developing not just academically, but also socially, emotionally, their fine motor, their gross motor. These all lay the groundwork for their future. Now, you've heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, school is no different. We are a school family. In our school family, students engage with many adults who are all here to support your child's growth. Everyone from the secretary they see when they first walk in to the teacher who walks them out at the end of the day. We are here. Every family member is here to help your child have a happy, health, and safe experience, while also boosting their academic and social selves. All of this learning that we do requires students to develop their independence. You heard a little bit about independence, and we will build much of that, the stamina for completing tasks during the school year. But there are a few skills that need to be developed prior to kindergarten to really help ensure that they have a successful transition. Many of those you just heard about, and we thank you in advance for helping your child get kindergarten ready. Anyone who's ever spent time with a child knows that they learn best through purposeful play, experimentation, and exploration. Researchers write books about it. Children in kindergarten will have 2 recesses outside, as well as time for exploring within our classrooms. This time is often referred to as centers or developmental centers by their teachers. Kindergarten teacher teams work diligently to create and ensure that students have hands-on learning opportunities for students in order to fully engage them both academically and socially. Within each school family, your child is going to have many, many friends. They're going to learn to work and engage in a variety of structures that fluctuate from whole group to small group teams and partner work. Not only does this type of work develop a child's social skills, but also their academic skills. Sometimes what may look like play to you is really learning. That's what kids do. When we do these types of groupings and the students engage, they are using academic vocabulary, they're exploring academic concepts, and they're developing that social interaction. This type of engagement tends to be more meaningful for students who work together. Now, at this point, you've heard just me talk about academics and social skills many times. Kindergarten is a time for developing and reinforcing both of these skills. One just doesn't work as well without the other. Here we are at the end of a kindergarten year, a heartbreaking one, I might add. However, their growth, never ceases to amaze me. Children come to school happy and excited to learn, and they've got their little toolbox of knowledge and skill. But by the time we say goodbye in May, oh, your kiddo is going to be reading stories, writing stories, solving math problems, and parents, they are going to express their desire to really build on that independence that we have been working so hard to develop. Let them. Your child is a gift that we as educators just can't wait to open each fall when school starts. We thank you for sharing your gift with us. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Becky.
Yeah.
You will all be amazed at how much your child does learn in kindergarten. It is a great experience. Now we are going to head over to visit with Tammy Verba, a long-time Gates Gator. Let's hear it for the Gators. So she would love to tell us about how you as a parent can get involved in your schools. Tammy?
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. As Mrs. Martin said, my name is Tammy Verba, and I am a Gates Gator. I have taught kindergarten here for 15 years, and I've loved every minute of it. Did you know that research shows that parent involvement can improve student behavior, attendance, and achievement? That's amazing. And since we're a team in this adventure, I am so excited to share opportunities for you to get involved at school. Your school will have a PTA or PTO organization that you can get involved with. That organization supports the schools, staff, students, and families. They put on special events like open house, book fairs, maybe a special visitor at your school like the Pancake Man. That's always a big hit here at Gates. There's the fun fair. They also provide many opportunities for some fundraising. You will love getting involved with the PTA or PTO. I encourage all of my parents to do that. Another way you can get involved is in the classroom. I love, love, love having parents in my classroom. You could volunteer by helping and working with small groups, maybe helping getting materials ready for a special project. Parties are always fun in kindergarten, and we could really use the extra hands to make them a success. There's also special events like field trips, maybe a career day. Maybe you'll be invited in to be a special guest reader. Those are all great ways to get involved in your child's classroom. As always, we want to make sure our students, families, and staff are safe, so we will ask you to fill out a background check. This is an easy form to fill out and usually takes about a week or so to get back, and then you can get in that classroom and start helping. You can ask somebody at your school for that form. Another way to help out, maybe you can't come to school, and that's okay. You're still an important part of our team, and some ways you could still be helping out is reading with your child at home, helping out with homework, and having those conversations about, hey, what happened at school today? A lot of times they'll say nothing. You keep digging because we're doing lots and lots of neat things. Communication is also so important in this team. Please, please, please never hesitate to call your teacher if you have a question or concern. We are in this together and we can make this a great year. I would love to end with this quote. At the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is parent involvement. Jane D. Hall. I can't wait to see you in our classrooms.
Thank you so much, Tammy. We appreciate that information as well. Okay, so now we're going to head back across town the other direction and head to see we're going to go where the Kanickerum Cougars hang out. Kayla Gibson will give us some great advice from a teacher's perspective. Kayla?
Good evening, everyone. I am so glad to be with you guys tonight. I know that I am Kayla Gibson, like Mrs. Martin said, and I have been teaching kindergarten at Kanickerum for 7 years. I know that sending your child to kindergarten is kind of nerve-wracking, it's stressful, and so I want to help you with some tips to help ease those nerves and make sure this goes smoothly. So I know you've heard some of the other teachers talk about sleep. Sleep is very important. They're going to have some very long days at kindergarten and they're going to be so tired. So getting them on a good sleep schedule is very important. This will also help with emotions. We know that coming to kindergarten is a very emotional time. That's nervous, they can be scared. And sometimes, you know, when we get tired, we can get angry and we don't want to see that emotion at school. And we don't want you guys to have to deal with a cranky kindergartner in the morning. So just make sure you get their sleep. Second thing is breakfast. We all know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Decide on a routine if you're going to eat breakfast at school or at home, and make sure you get enough time in the day, in the morning, to eat that breakfast. One thing I want to say is with breakfast, if they're going to eat at school, make sure for the first couple of weeks you give them plenty of time, because, you know, it's exciting. They got to learn the routines. They've got to, you know, see their friends. So they might talk more than eat. So we want to make sure that they have plenty of time. Same goes for lunch. Go over the menu with your kids. Make sure, you know, maybe there's an item on the menu that they are not going to want to eat. So maybe you might have to send them with something, because we want them to make sure that they're getting the nutrition throughout the day. Also with breakfast, you know, they might not eat as much at lunch that first week, because again, they're excited to see their friends, they're talking, and they forget that they're supposed to be eating. Your teachers will be sending home a schedule that tells you when you have PE. Make sure you remember to have appropriate clothes when they're going to PE. Girls, we don't want to be wearing dresses or sandals or cute little outfits. We want to have tennis shoes on. One thing that I always tell my parents is let the teacher know the pickup plan for your child. Is it going to be grandma? Is it going to be grandpa? Are they going to daycare? Is it going to be someone different every day? We like to know these things so we can make sure that your child is getting home safely. After school, they're going to have a long day. Let them play. They need to go home, need to be kids. And then at bedtime, sit down and read a book with them. That is a great thing to do with them. Get them calmed down and read a book. The last thing I want to say is we're all in this together. Don't be afraid to contact your teachers, the principals, the counselors, social workers, anyone. We are here to help your child, but we are also here to help you. I can't wait to meet all of you in the fall.
Thanks, Kayla. Hearing a teacher's perspective on other kinds of things is always great, as well as hearing from a parent's perspective. We are so lucky to have a parent of a past kindergarten student. In fact, just this last year, her name is Natalie Lukens, and she is an Engelman Wildcat. Can't you just hear those cats at this moment? So Natalie, can you share with us from a parent's perspective?
Hi friends, how are you? My name is Natalie Lukens, and like Julie said, I'm a parent over at Engelman Elementary School. This year I have 3 children currently in the school. One is in 4th grade, another in 2nd, and my youngest is in 1st grade. And so one of the things that I've been able to see firsthand is how each and every student of mine has had just a completely different experience. And so I just wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about some of the ways that you can help ease your child's transition as they get started in kindergarten. One of the things that I've really found has been important is that when it comes to kindergarten kids, you have to remember that you and your child are both learning more than what's taught in the classroom. Your child is just starting out their educational career, and they're going to be learning what schooling is like and how it actually works. So please remember to be patient with them and with yourself. This is just the very beginning of years of schooling. And so with that, I found it's really important to remember to be realistic. Every student is unique and will have completely different experiences and responses to the classroom. And so even if you've had older kids and this year you're starting with another student, Every single year is going to be different. And even with everything that's going on, we're still going to have a different time than we did previously. And I know that in my house, we kind of ran the gamut from all sorts of experiences and feelings about kindergarten. I had one child who was a reluctant student. I had another child that was so excited, they just couldn't wait to get started with school. And then I did have a child that had pretty severe anxiety about starting kindergarten and was not the most enthusiastic student in the beginning. And you know what? That is just fine, because it's important to remember that we're working with our children and with their personalities, and that we do what's best for them on their own level. So one of the things that I found is a really big part of this, and I know that this has been said previously, is to start that routine before school begins. I know that in our house, we tend to have kind of our summer schedule that we all love. And as much as my kids love being able to sleep in, that just doesn't work. And so starting a week or two before school begins, get everybody on that sleep schedule, get everybody on a more consistent meal schedule. That's just one little thing that's going to save you so much frustration at the very beginning of school. And for myself, I know I'm a talker. I love to talk through everything I possibly can with my kids. And so when it came to things like schooling, I'm a really big believer in talking through how things are going to work. So make sure that you start these conversations about what breakfast is going to be. Is breakfast at home or is breakfast at school? Is your child packing a lunch or are they ordering lunch? And then as best you can, make sure that you explain how those processes work. The more they can mentally map out their day and their experiences, the more confident they can be as they go out and they actually put those things into practice in their everyday life. That also extends to those experiences before you get to school. If your child is not the most confident at buckling and unbuckling their seatbelt, practice that. Help them learn how to get in and out of the car. I know as a parent, I can personally attest that the car line can get a little hasty. And the last thing anyone wants to be is that parent that parks in the car line. Oh, don't do it, just trust me, don't do it. Right? But those car lines move fast. And so instead of your kid getting worried about something like that, and I'm raising my hand because that was one of my kids. My youngest was so nervous that he wouldn't be able to get out of the car on time and that he would get left behind. So the more you can talk through those experiences and practice those things, the better off everybody is going to be. Another experience I've had is to really let your kindergarten child, let them be a big kid. Work on independence, like we've said before. You have this opportunity to help really build up your child. So not just teaching them independence, but teaching them how to be brave, so that even if they're unsure, even if they're nervous, help them build up that confidence. So sometimes that's something as simple as getting coats on and off, making sure they can do their own shoes. The more comfortable they are with themselves, the more confident they can be in the classroom and on the playground. And that also really extends to the first day of school, which I know can be really emotionally tricky, especially for us as parents. When you're sending off just this little kindergartner, they're so little and itty bitty, and their backpacks are like as big as they are. But your child is going to take their emotional cues from you. And so if I am an emotional wreck before I drop my kids off, then that's something they really pick up on. And so I would really encourage you to try to save those tears, save those really big, sad feelings that you may or may not be having about your little one growing up, and wait until they're out of, they're out of the way, they're at school, and you can do that privately. It's just a little thing. And again, I know it's a difficult emotional experience, but we can really support our kids when we show them our excitement for them and how happy we are for them, rather than giving them our own fears and our own nervousness, because of course you're going to feel that way. And that's good and that's normal, but we also don't want to put that burden and that stress onto our children. And, as they're going through all of these really big, sometimes scary feelings, I really want to encourage you as parents to trust the kindergarten teachers and to trust your school staff. There is nothing they haven't seen. Trust me. They are absolute pros. And your teachers are going to be the ones that are going to help your child transition into the classroom. And again, they do this year after year. They have dealt with all sorts of different situations, all different experiences, and they are going to be able to handle it. And so the more we can trust in our teachers, then the more confident we can be. I have found absolutely every single year that my children's teachers are some of my biggest supporters. And that when we work together as a team, they're able to help our students. And anytime I have questions, I have concerns, when I can go to the teacher, we've been so much more successful. And so if you are unsure about anything, just ask. Trust me, your teachers would rather hear more from you rather than less. And on the flip side, your teachers and your students, the teachers can't help your child if they don't know that there's something they're struggling with. And so let them be a part of your child's life. Trust that they know what they're doing, because our teachers are so absolutely incredible. And finally, I just want to emphasize that really what it all comes down to is the most important part about getting your child ready for kindergarten is to remember to be flexible. Getting back to school is exhausting for you, for your children, for your whole family. And it's really common for your kids to just completely crash after school. I know that every single year, all of my kids come home, and even as non-nappers, everybody usually ends up taking a nap. Everybody just kind of passes out. And then they wake up and everybody needs to run it out and play. And so it's one of those little things, but I try to never schedule anything for that first week of school. And I know it's hard because as mom, I want to go out and celebrate. I want to say, we're back to school. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Hard no. I have to check myself and say, nope, Natalie, we can do that next week. But right now, our kids just need us to be flexible and easy about this. And when we focus on building our student up, then that makes that transition as easy as possible. Now, at the end of the day, you know your child best. And so don't be afraid to change things up if you need to. If you need to adjust that routine, that's fine. Then you should do that. If you need to talk to the teacher because you're concerned about something, please do that. And remember that you and your student are both learning here. I know that this is really big and it's exciting and sometimes it's really scary, but if there's anything I've learned, it's that GIPS has the greatest teaching staff and that no one else can look after your children better than they can. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Natalie. So much great advice. What a great role model you are to many parents. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, we are lucky to hear from one of our school nurses, Carrie Benfield, who is known as Nurse Carrie at Lincoln Elementary, home of the Lynx, is here to talk to you about what it is that you need to have done prior to your child coming to school. Carrie?
kindergarten parents. As Mrs. Martin said, my name is Carrie Binfield. I am known at Lincoln Elementary as Nurse Carrie by all the students and the staff. And I am here to talk to you a little bit about what needs to be provided to the school before the start of the school year, along with kind of the role of the school nurses at each of our buildings. I do want to shout out to Grand Island Public Schools. We are the only district in the state of Nebraska that has a school nurse in every single building. So I hope that helps provide some comfort to you sending your brand new kindergarten to a school, that we are there to help keep them safe and make sure that while they're at the school, we are there to support them throughout the day. So the first thing I wanted to talk with you about was that before the start of the school year, each kindergartner needs to have a physical and immunization records turned into the building. If your child attended the Early Learning Center, they do not need another physical done before the start of the school year. With COVID-19, things might look a little different in doctor's offices. So I do recommend that you be in contact with your child's doctor as soon as you can to try and get that appointment scheduled. It's a great way, it's a great tool for us as school nurses to be able to learn about the specific health needs of your child. And it's just a nice communication tool for you to be able to share, again, to be comfortable with sending your child to school. The other, besides the physical, they're also to provide immunization records to the school. Even if your child has already had their physical done before, if they attended preschool at the Early Learning Center, they will also need another round of shots. So that can be given at your child's doctor's office or also the health department in Grand Island. But again, I recommend calling sooner rather than later to get those appointments set up. The next thing I wanted to talk with you about is how you communicate your child's needs to us as the school nurses. When you do online registration for your child, there's a specific location for health conditions. This is where you will share anything, whether your child be asthmatic, have a food allergy, diabetic. You share this information for us, and if we feel like we need more information from you, we will reach out to you. If you feel like you want to share more than just typing that in the box to us, please email us. All of our emails are on the district website, and we would be happy to communicate further. The last thing I wanted to talk with you about was just kind of what else we are there to do at the school for your children. We provide daily cares, whether it be a fall recess on the playground or if they're experiencing headaches in class, if they start running a fever, we are there to take care of your child, and we'll communicate that with you right away. We are also there to provide and administer daily medications to any students who require that. We help with students with high medical needs, whether that be tube feedings, monitoring blood sugars. And then we also provide screenings. We check your children's vision, their hearing, their height, and their weight, and their teeth every year to keep them on track and safe and confident in the classroom. If you have any other further questions, please email your school nurses. We are excited to have your kids join us this fall. Stay healthy this summer, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, Nurse Carrie. Now, last but definitely not least, we are headed over to meet Shane Campbell. Shane is a member of the Jefferson All-Stars. Yes, I did say All-Stars. Let's hear it for them. He is here to talk to you about a most important role with our schools. Shane?
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. I am also part of the West Lawn Mustangs, so can't forget that. I'm the school counselor for both those schools at West Lawn and Jefferson Elementary, and I want to welcome you all to your next year as being a kindergartner. This is an exciting time for you and your family, so get ready. I want to take a few minutes to kind of tell you what counselors and social workers can do for you to help you out from the home aspect. First of all, this goes for the students. Students, when you guys come in, I want you to think of us as somebody who's there for you no matter what We are there for you if you have problems at home. We're there for you if you're not getting enough food at home. We want you to be successful at school, so you definitely have to have a belly full of food, and maybe you're having trouble focusing in class, or maybe you're getting frustrated while you're working with somebody in your classroom and you're having a hard time calming down. We're there for you. Maybe you need some strategies to try when you're working as a team, or maybe you just need some help sticking up for yourself. We'll be there for you. But we want you to do all those things in a respectful way. Maybe you have a kid that's maybe being a bully. I hate to say it, but sometimes we have that going on. We're there to help you through that. Maybe a kid's being mean. We're there for you. And maybe you just need a good friend. Maybe you just need someone to talk to. So we're going to be a good tool and a good person to talk to and get to know. But what we'll do is we'll try to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible and as safe as possible. Now, this goes for the parents. Parents, number one thing is that counselors and social workers, we can help you get the things that you need from us, okay? We're there to support you in any way we can. We want you to help. We want to help you with the questions that you have about your child starting school. Any worries that you might have at home or school, any questions that you have regarding your child's attendance. If you have any concerns regarding your child's attendance, the school social worker will give you a call to see how we can help you. Number one thing is that we're on your side and want you all to be successful. So if you have issues where you can't get your kid to school, or if you need some help, we can even come and pick them up if we have to. We have people for that. So we just want to make sure that the kids are getting what they need. And if your child is going to be absent, make sure you call in, let us know they're going to be absent so we can mark them accordingly. And just here's what I want to tell you. If you guys need anything, we're kind of like the liaison between school and home. So just please let us know if you need anything. The bottom line is that we're here to help you no matter what. We're someone you can depend on. We'll stick up for you. I always tell the kids, I just want you to think of me as like your big brother or sister who's going to stick up for you. Whatever you need, we're going to be there for you. Like Natalie said earlier, I see parents every year. I see kids rolling up to the front door, and mom's dropping off or the dad's dropping off their kids, and I see the kid walk in with their backpack, and then mom turns around and just starts bawling. I understand that whole parent thing is tough. I'm going to tell you, moms and dads, if you guys feel like you're having a hard time with this, we can help you guys out too. So just don't be afraid to ask us any questions. But the parenting thing is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And I'm going to tell you, these kindergartners are excited for the first day. So just go with it. They'll live, I promise. They're going to go in there and they're going to make a bunch of mistakes, but we're going to be there to support them. The teachers, the principal, all these people are there for them, the nurse, everybody is there to make sure that they have a great day and that they are successful. So please enjoy this time. Have a great summer. Enjoy your break, and we will see you guys back here in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you for everyone on the panel for sharing such great information. Hey, Jack, do we have any questions out there that we might need to answer?
We do. We have a few questions. I just want to make sure that all of our panelists get a chance when this is over. Please jump on and read all the comments. You guys are well loved, each of you. There's lots of comments about all of you. And a comment about everyone at Gates missing Julie Martin here in another month or so, how much we're going to miss her, which I will echo those sentiments as well. Julie was an awesome principal when my kids were kindergartners at Gates all the way through, and we're definitely going to miss her. So what I do love is all these comments about how great our teachers are, which is awesome. We do have a question about special education. So for parents whose students might need special education services, what are available and what are the steps they need to be taking to get ready? Mrs. Martin?
Oh, that is a wonderful, wonderful question. We really try to work hard to have a transition meeting to help get our kids ready for school so they can meet our staff. There are a lot of resources at each of our school, from speech pathologists to resource teachers to OT, PT, and our goal is to help you and your child grow. Everyone comes in at different levels, and it is our role to help them grow. You're talking about one of my passions here, and we will work really, really hard to help out. Anyone else want to jump in on?
think you nailed it, Mrs. Martin. I think you nailed it. There's some other questions about early testing for the right age group, and I'll go ahead and just let you know that if your child is born before the end of July, if they're a 5-year-old before the end of July, they are in kindergarten this fall. If they are after August 1st or later, then they'll need to make get a special recommendation to be able to go into kindergarten this fall. That happens, but I know Dr. Palmer, you've kind of answered some of those questions. If you want to jump in and explain that process.
Yeah, early in January, there was information that was in the paper for parents of children that they felt like they were ready to start kindergarten, but their birthdays came after that July 31st date. So we do have some parents that were signed up, their children were signed up to do some testing in April, but because of COVID-19, we are having to reschedule that. So we're waiting until that we can actually see them in person because it's really hard to test those students that were signed up. If you didn't get signed up, we typically just go by that date. I promise your children will continue to be okay if they didn't get signed up to do the early entry kindergarten. But definitely you can call our district office, and Kate Crow is your contact person to get more information on that.
All right, I think there's a couple of questions in here about just when we're going to actually start. And Dr. Palmer, maybe you can address that as well. That maybe we're going to let you address this one, Dr. Palmer.
Nobody else wants that one? That's the hard question. You're giving me hard questions, Jack. You know, our current calendar is kind of what we're going by. Planning wise right now, we really, you know, it's all going to be dependent on, you know, our collaboration with our community, our Central District Health Department. We're keeping in touch with our mayor and obviously the Commissioner of Education. We are going to follow their guidelines and their recommendations, and we're going to monitor this every step of the way. Just encourage you to continue to follow the ask to wear a mask, stay home, stay healthy, and that's the best way that we can get back into school is by everybody doing their part here. So we just encourage you to continue to stay the course with that with us, and because we want to get back to school too and see everybody as soon as we can.
All right, I think the last question I have is not really a question. I hope we get Mrs. Verba again, was that question. So Mrs. Martin, can you tell us how you go about choosing, I know Bess, you talked about it, how do we choose the teachers for our kids?
Oh, I'm just, Bess did do a great job of looking at that and explaining that to you. And I do want to say one thing is that sometimes when we think about our different children, different kids, a different teacher fits as well. And so sometimes when we think about, oh, I really love and want this teacher, when we look at the child and we have opportunities to mix them up with different kinds of kids, we find out maybe somebody that you didn't know as well may be that perfect teacher for that child. So as Beth said, we're looking at trying to have a well-balanced classroom for lots and lots of reasons. And it's a fun process in those first 2 days to really sort and mix up kids and see who works well with the teacher, see who works well with each other. Because like I said before, it's not just about the child, but it's about the classroom as well. But Tammy Verba does rock. Just going to end with that as well. But so do all my other kindergartens.
I can attest to that.
Hey,
as
Mr. Sheard.
a former Gates parent. Time to wrap it up, Dr. Palmer.
Yep, and I'm going to wrap it up real quick, but I just want to share all of our parents. We do have some great resources on our website, Grand Island Public Schools website. We hopefully have everything that you are going to need in order to answer your questions. So all the kindergarten ready stuff is here for you. There's calendars, there's updates, your supply list, how to register online, the handbook. Obviously, if you have any specific questions, we also have a button that's called a Let's Talk button, and you can submit your questions there, and we will direct those to the right place to get your questions answered. So with that, I would like to say thank you all for joining us this evening. I know you heard a lot of information and it's overwhelming, but we're going to keep this. We're going to hopefully have this link for you to reference, and we have the district site now that's up and running for you to find the questions that you need. We look forward to being partners and providing for you, every student, every day. A success is our mission, and we strive for that every single day. We know it's 7 o'clock, it's Storytime Live. So we hope as soon as you leave us here, you get on and listen to a story with our reader tonight. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.